Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy new year. Why you look me? Um, is this exciting? Because we've
I
been
don't
planning to
know.
do this for a bit, and you're. How many days late? I don't know. When is the best time to stop wishing people happy new year?
Hmm. I think no. So the thing is, it's not about like when there's no time. As long as it's the first time you're seeing the person that year, you say Happy New Year.
Mm.
It can be March, and that's the first time you say Happy New
No, I
Year.
think there should be. I should there should be a cut off
That's for
time.
you. I say for me, if I see you in April and that's the first time I'm seeing you this year, Happy New
But
Year.
yeah, happy new year to everybody that still listens to this.
Is this the first time I'm seeing you this year? No. Is it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. It's
Today is the first time you're seeing me this year.
yeah. The time you came to my house was last year. Was that last year?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Was it?
I can't remember again. I think so. When did you even come? It can't be last year. It was not last year. I think it's this year.
Mm.
Did you
Yeah,
come
so
before when I told you to come to Element House and you did not come?
yeah.
Okay, that means it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year. It was not New Year Day that day.
New Year Day that did what?
Was it not
Element House was New Year Day.
did I come to your house after or before that day?
I think you came before Element House.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So yeah, happy New Year to you too.
Mm.
What's been up with you?
With the year,
Mm-hmm.
I think 2025 is my year.
That's how I felt last year though.
Was it your year?
I think so, very much so.
Okay, I think 2025 is my year. Like,
I'm actually keen into it for you. I think it should be a year. It has to be a year. Because if it's not your year, we are fucked.
anyway, I feel like this year
Oh
started
my
off really
god.
good.
Yeah.
Most of the things that I like last year this time, I just wasn't sure what I was doing, like
Mm,
my direction and all of
yeah.
that. I think I have it a little bit figured out this
Yeah.
year. So yeah.
Calm. Makes sense. And just in case people don't know that we're in the same space recording this podcast,
Yes, I want to
just
let
chilling.
everybody know that in case this recording comes out with an echo, I told Tolu what to do and he refused because he wants to be in the same room with me. So
That sounds a little tricky, but we'll take it. Let it pass. But does it feel? What does it feel like being in the same space recording a podcast with your fave?
with my what?
Is your headset not working? Yeah, you heard me. So what does it feel like?
It does not feel like anything.
Are you serious? It doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel
No,
It doesn't feel what's the other word? Thrilling. Doesn't feel
no,
like you should feel something.
no,
Nah, you feel something.
no,
At least you should feel something about your next US president. Do you feel something about your next US president?
no.
Okay. He's going to be the president next tomorrow. And
So
that sounds exciting. He launched
to
a meme
you,
coin actually. Did you know he launched a meme coin today? Or
yes,
yesterday? Was it yesterday or today? And it had
yesterday,
like 20x or more actually. Crazy.
yeah, the president robbed his citizens.
Yeah. Could that be like a like liquidity sweep kind of strategy? Like mopping like what's the best way to mop 10 billion out of the economy in one day? Apart from launching a meme coin. I think we should also add in like this kind of meme coin studies in MBA classes. But yeah, that sounds exciting. About what's to follow. I think it's going to be crazy.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want to talk about on this episode?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of things I want us to talk about.
Yay.
Mostly about friendship.
Okay.
Okay. So my first question about friends is wait, I had this question and I told myself I was going to write it down. I swear. I have two questions about
And you know
friends.
you have ADHD and you should understand your sickness more than
Good,
anybody
I've
else.
remembered the first question.
Okay.
I can't remember it again.
You obviously have ADHD.
Okay, so don't worry. Let me start with the second question. Actually, we didn't start with the first one. I think I had like a bunch of questions. Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I remember the first one. So the first one is about like
Jesus.
financial inequality in friendship.
Okay.
So I had a friend who was complaining to me about like one of their friends
Mm-hmm.
who they felt had like it was like that friend said acting awkward to them
Mm-hmm.
because they had so they're like a group of three and two of them have more money than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, if they are planning to like take a trip to, let's say, Seychelles, they will not tell the other girl because they don't want her to feel awkward. So they'll just plan it. So they might say, "Oh, we're going to say, is it Seychelles or Seychelles or Seychelles?" Don't worry, let me check Google. I'm a
I think it
better
should be.
woman than you.
No, it's the last one that took me out. I'm sorry, but I think it should be Seychelles.
Yeah, I think Seychelles too. Anyway,
Yeah.
so they will tell her that they are going, but they will not necessarily like plan it with her because
Okay.
she can't afford to and stuff like that.
Okay.
So sometimes she'll not be like, "Oh, you guys not end up telling me about XYZ. Is it because I'm poor? Is it because I don't have money like you?" Stuff like that. And I have experienced a little bit of that in the past as well.
Really? That's your rich. That like
Yeah,
that's what
I
I'm
was
just
not
speaking
the
about.
poor friend.
Oh, okay, okay, oh, okay. I was
Yes.
so shocked. Go ahead.
But I'm not rich. But like, don't insult me. Just listen to my story.
All right.
Anyway, so my point is that how do you like navigate those kind of things in friendships? Because like the other person, you don't really want them to, you don't want to stop yourself from doing things that you can
Yeah.
conveniently afford to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like also like how do you make it seem like, oh, I'm not throwing my money in your face or something like that, or I'm not excluding you because you can't afford things, you just can't afford it.
Yeah. First off, I think like we should stop throwing around the word friends like carelessly. Second off, I think people should be more considerate of people they consider their friends. Third off, I think I don't think it's an issue, but if you find yourself in that situation where it becomes an issue, I think that um you want to you want to understand the position you are in as the poor person in in the group. You want to understand that a couple of things will be done.
Without
That's
you.
yeah, exactly. Um, but also the people who are able to do these things should also consider that
So would I
they
now
wanted this
say that I'm
person.
not going to travel because my friend can't
No, no,
afford
no, no,
to?
no. So it could be instead of going to Seychelles, um,
I
on
will
the
now go
first
to
trip,
Ghana.
we could go to Ghana on the first trip, and then we could go to Ghana on the first trip if the goal essentially is for us to bond and spend time together. Except that's not the goal. If the goal is just to like take countries off, which also is legitimate, like you can communicate that oh I've been to Ghana before, and I want to go to Seychelles. Who is down? Um, and you can understand that people will not obviously be down, but like you don't want to also disregard them because with finances it's a very very um seesaw kind of like experience
Mm.
sometimes because sometimes people go from
Mm-hmm.
being like low income earners to high income earners in like
Mm-hmm.
few years, and you don't want to scatter the friendship that
Mm-hmm.
should be nurtured. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I think, Sha. First, people should not just call people their friends who are not their friends um because you are planning a trip together doesn't make you friends. Because like you work at the same company and you guys laugh a lot and send memes to each other doesn't make you friends. Um, so yeah, and you should consider your friends. That's what I think, Sha. What do you
Mm.
think?
I agree. I feel like it's both sides, right? Because like you should consider your friends. I think that if you can afford to, if you're like in a group of five and it's just one person that can't afford it, if the four can chip in some money and then the
Mm-hmm.
last person just adds and that
Yeah,
means that they can go, that's fair.
of
If
course.
it's like but you, if you're the poor person, just also understand, or if you're the person who doesn't have a lot
Yeah.
of money,
Yeah.
don't you have to understand that nobody's excluding you.
Mm-hmm.
They just understand that you can't afford it, and they
Yeah.
don't want to put the pressure on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a little bit awkward. It's
Yeah.
like,
But like not communicating might feel awkward. So like if you communicate that,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
we're
So
going to
I feel
Seychelles,
like you should say, oh, I'm going to Seychelles. If anybody's interested, let's
yeah,
plan it together. And if 4 people are planning it, and you are not,
yeah,
we're not planning it with you, it's not because
yeah,
like we hate you or something. It's just also like we don't want you to feel a type of
yeah,
way about it. But also, I've met people that like, because I can afford it, and then I'm like, oh, let me afford for two. Let me. They now start feeling like you are not, like you are, like they start feeling like you're looking down on them
mm,
because you're paying for stuff for them, which is also awkward. So it's like
yeah,
there's no balance. It's human beings. They have emotions and all of that. The
yeah,
key is to have reasonable friends. If you have
yeah,
reasonable friends, I guess most things can be talked about and walked around.
yeah,
But yeah, I just imagine how that, especially like friends that you've known for a while, because
yeah,
friends that you probably make now are most likely people that are also like in your economic circle. You can
yeah,
afford pretty much the same things. But
yeah,
friends that like you've known since like childhood or like early school days and
yeah,
stuff like that. Like the way life is, everybody doesn't get to that point at the same time. So
yeah. Of course, of course, of course. Like, yeah, and like I think like with friendships, like you want to just communicate things as clearly as possible. Yeah, that's what I think. But like we're starting out on a very serious note. Is that the theme for the podcast this year? See you.
hmm?
We're starting off on a serious note. Like we're talking serious friendship stuff. Like is that the theme for the podcast this year? Like give
I
us
don't know.
your. You know how like New Year Day, like you go to church and pastor will give you the vision of the year. Like we are
Yes,
going
so
into
to give
this
us the
year.
vision for the year, the
You're the
pastor of
CEO
this
boss.
podcast.
CEO boss. Mama.
Yeah, the pastor of the,
Sorry,
okay, I
mama.
command you as the CEO.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, yeah, no.
No, 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 no. I'm not. I can't come up and say things that
As
are
the
not.
CEO, I command you to come up.
Oh, I beg. So what's the theme of the year?
I
Did
don't
you did
know.
you attend crossover service? Sorry, for cutting you.
Today, you know the answer to that. Why are you
Oh,
asking
okay.
me?
Just tell before did you?
No, did you attend?
Yes, no.
After you attended, you now wanted to go to where they are doing party.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do all the every year.
You're not a
Are you
serious
gonna shame me
person.
into
Yeah,
like saying
choose. God said, choose ye this day who you will serve.
and I chose to serve God first and I then chose to serve Obli next. Does that sound like equal? I think that sounds equal, but yeah. Do you think like you are getting to the point where, well, maybe because I'm like I've been away from my friends for a bit, so like I didn't really enjoy crossing over this year as much as I did like previous years. Like with last year, for instance, I spent it with a couple friends. I hung out with Fola first, I spent it with a couple friends later. I then the year before I spent in Ikeja with Mina and Toby and Sonia and the rest of the guys. Um, the year before that, I can't remember, but it's always been with friends and people. This year it was with friends, but like it just felt a little different and a little more like we came back too early. Like came back around
I told you to
3.
come to Element's house. He said you went to go and follow the wrong road.
Yeah, but
The
like
wrong
I
road, and
couldn't
then
stress myself.
yeah,
I think
good.
that's what ruined it for me. I was really
After I
frustrated and
finished
vexed.
buying
And
tickets for you, and do you know that I bought that
thanks
ticket
to
last
you,
minute? I bought that ticket expensive because I wasn't so sure that you were going to show up.
serves
So
you
I was just
right.
like, should I
Serves
buy?
you
Should I
right.
not buy?
Thanks to you, you ruined my new year for me. Now I don't
I
have
ruined
ginger.
your new
I
year.
don't have ginger to. I don't have ginger to continue on this year. But yeah, you know the vibes. Why are we having a long pause?
Yeah, because there's like I think there's a lag in the audio. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Is that good now? Can we hear ourselves well?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. What else?
Yeah, let's talk about this in December.
Okay. So first of all, of course, you asked me a question before about like my own crossover.
Yeah.
This crossover was great.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
So,
Yeah.
Element House at the stage fell.
No, it was not elemental
Oh,
at
it was
stage first. It
native
was
land. Oh,
native.
what happened? Something happened with Element House. They were tweeting about.
Okay,
Oh,
I
I
don't
think it's
even
the
know.
road.
Oh yeah, I think people were complaining about the
Yeah.
road, but they followed the wrong route. Actually, there was the right route, and that route didn't have traffic and stuff like that.
Was it on
But
the
Element
outskirts?
House social media handler, I don't know what Twitter handler specifically. I don't know what came over him. I feel like sometimes these people, in fact, myself, I haven't heard of Element House. There are two events I went for. The light was just too much. Like nobody's coming there for lights. I was even seeing drone. Like you guys want to take my picture
Yeah,
and show?
for
Like
sponsorships.
I don't understand. So you want my investors to see me doing things I'm also like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Their lights are too much. It's now like a show or something. Like that's not what we're trying to
Like
do.
bring back raves. Bring back
Exactly.
just
Like
normal
I
raves.
think group therapy was great. But group therapy is always great. But like
Yeah. I've never
I
attended
something
it.
I liked about group therapy was that so they had a main room, but obviously people are smoking there and there's a lot of people there, so it's kind of hot. So they had an adjacent room that was not a lot of people were there. You can still hear the music and everything. There are some places that you can sit down and the AC is really ACing.
Mm.
So you can stay beating like after like
Mm.
dancing for a while in the main room, you can just step to the other room to
Yeah.
just cool off. So that was, and they were selling drinks there, so that was great. Then there was one party I went for. I don't know the one I went for that the drink was ass. Like the cocktail, I was just
Mm.
like, wait, is this spalt? Like, are they using expired drink? Like, what the
It's
fuck?
possible though. If
Like
in Lagos,
honestly,
you
like
can't
I
tell.
don't even know what did we even do. So I think we now had to what did my friend do? I think he then got beer
Mm.
and then I got what did I take? End up
Desperado,
taking.
flying fish,
No, I don't know what I
Heineken,
took.
Star Radler.
I don't take beer.
Those are not really considered
I
beer.
don't care. They look like beer to me.
Yeah, okay. It's beer, but like, do you
Yeah, so I don't
what
take
do you
any type
call
of
Star Radler?
beer.
Okay, cool. Come. So you reckon that your this December was lit?
Yeah, my death in December. Lit. Yeah, it was interesting.
Like
That's the
if
word.
if someone's listening to us in Canada today, and they're planning to come next year, how would you, because you're like the this December connoisseur at this point, how would you recommend that they plan their trip
I don't know.
to
I
include?
honestly don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, for myself, even like when people were coming for a death in December thing, I was just like, what are they coming for? Like, I
Yeah.
don't get it. So I think it's really about the people because like to 2023 December, I did more varying activities. Like I did a variety of activities
Yeah.
more than this year.
Hmm.
This past December, I think I did more of raves. Like almost everything I did was raves and parties. But I think it really has to do with like the energy of people you are going out with. Because
Hmm.
like this one like the people that I was going out with, I was enjoying going out with them. Like it was nice. I wanted to like every time that we had to go out, it- I wanted to do it. I think I skipped only one time because I was just so tired that day. I think that was the day that I also did not come to like yeah, that was the day that I did not come. I was just so tired that day.
If you
um
guys
s-
don't get context, I invited Manila for um a party I was hosting at the place I was lodging in Lagos, and Emmanuel ghosted me, which is really sad. Sorry for the break in transmission. We are
yeah, sorry.
back. Um,
Anyways, because Tolu wanted to say rubbish. So first of all,
let me
I've
say the
said
rubbish
this
I
in,
wanted to say now.
no, I've said this in 1 million times
That
that
I
I had
invited you
sleepy
to a party
tighties that day.
and you ghosted me and
I
you
had sleepy
disappeared and
tighties.
you
I
stopped
could
picking my
not show up
calls.
anywhere. I didn't show up at anywhere.
That's not true.
That's true. that particular day I went nowhere. This guy, Damilare also had an event, Red Room or something like that. I didn't go anywhere. Like I had like four different events. I didn't show up anywhere. I was fucking tired. I was infected with sleepingitis.
What does that mean? Explain sympathitis to like a 4 year old.
Sleepingitis is a syndrome where all you do is sleep.
Say
You
that
can't
again.
help yourself.
Say that again.
A sleeping syndrome. It
That
overtakes your life. Mm.
is this what we want to be doing this year?
No, 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 no.
Last year it
This
was
year is for marching
ADHD.
forward.
Oh, okay, okay. Please let it be for marching forward. All right, cool. Sympathitis. Go ahead.
Anyway, so the main thing was that the people I did like 30 December with this
Mm.
year, I loved doing it with them. So it was great.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a good time because, like, in fact, I wish we can do December again.
Yeah.
It was just so, it was so sexy.
Nice.
Last December for me was just so hot. Yeah, that's the word.
Nice. So like help someone who is in Canada today, like thinking that they want to make the December hot as well and make it sexy.
I would tell them to come with something. They should come with plans to.
They don't have plans. They've never been here before.
They need someone.
Okay.
It's about the vibes. If
Okay.
you have the right
So they have to
vibes,
get someone here.
mm,
Because Lagos is actually about knowing people, so if you don't know people, it's not going to go
yeah.
long.
I had a bunch of things I planned to do that I didn't end up doing. I wanted to do like a few art shows.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's some there's like the museum. There's a new the John Randall or something museum
It's
that
not new
opened.
though. It's
Eh?
2022.
Yeah, it's not new, but I think they added some things or something, or just relaunched it or something like that.
Okay.
I wanted to do that. Then I think there's also like Upside Down Museum.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, that's also nice. I think that I don't know, the water park thing was just not a thing this year. It was a thing the previous year, but I think people hated the water park the previous year.
Yeah.
But that's something that I would have wanted to check out, but it was just so far.
Yeah.
Like it's really, really far from the city.
Yeah.
Um, what else again is there to do? Okay,
Uh,
something else that I have typically done every year that I didn't do this year
mm-hmm.
was also like be- beach, like going to the beach.
Mm-hmm. They've
Again,
closed all the
sorry.
beaches, so you have to go to Aja.
So as you were saying, they've closed all the beach or something. Yeah, they've closed landmarkers. So um, you have to go to Aja if you're like you have to go to Epe. Is it Epe or Aja? Ilashe now.
Elisha.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy. I didn't come for this December per se.
Came for work now.
Film for work, yeah. But I went out once, which was the
If
night
you were
after I
really
came.
serious about that December, you know where to be.
Yeah, true. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't serious to be honest. But yeah,
But I've been seeing that you've been going on a lot of dates, a lot of like friend dates.
not really dates. I don't know if you call them. They're the ones paying for my food, so.
Yeah, that's dates now.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm just going to gist and talk and eat food,
Yeah,
but
but literally that's date.
yeah, but it's been a very good catch up actually. Like I've caught up with a couple of my guys who were in town as well.
Mm.
Yeah, hopefully, because I don't know
Do you
when
want to go
next I see them.
bowling? Do you want to go bowling before you leave?
No. Why are you offering to take me bowling now at the 11th hour?
You don't even know when you are going.
Uh, I'm going tomorrow.
Yes, you say you're going tomorrow, but when I told you that I was going doing pottery tomorrow, you said okay, you come.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow night.
Oh, hey, yeah, sorry.
What happened? Who kill you? What is this one? But yeah, I'm going tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you looking forward to going back to the UK
I
after
can't wait,
spending?
man. This sucks. Do you know what sucks the most about the city? Like, and I said it the first day I entered, is the number of billboards that have increased. I feel like this is such a very poor city to be selling things. Like you're selling things, and I think that's also a concept that's very wrong about Lagos. Like the rent seeking, like mentality. Like Like people don't want to produce, people don't want to do work. People just want to do FX. People want to um do real estate.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
want to
yeah.
do
But
billboards.
yes, but
Like
it is actually poverty. Like the things that we're poor, so people's creativity or people's ways that they think I can make money has to do with things that you don't start with capital. So things like real estate, things like FX, things where like, oh, you start little and then you become big.
yeah.
Yes, that's what people want can make
But
money
like
off.
do you think like Nigeria is gonna make it like with this mentality? Because like just from Ikeja to Yaba where I was staying, and even like the island is worse. I don't know if it's I don't know which is worse, Ibadan or Lagos with billboards. Because it's just a lot of billboards. Like and it makes it everywhere ugly. Like I don't know why. Like everybody's selling something to me to you, and like the hyper rich and the people who are not rich cannot even afford, which is like the majority of people cannot really afford like the things that are being offered, which is crazy. But yeah,
No money, no money, but you guys are importing Tesla Cybertruck to Nigeria.
bro, you get. Yeah, and I think that's another thing that is wrong with Lagos. The fact that um there is like a massive inflow of like fraud money and overseas money, and so it gives an illusion that there's money in Lagos, whereas like there's actually no money from Lagos in Lagos, which is a problem because we need money from Lagos in Lagos and not money from outside and from fraud to like position us as like some economic strength. Yeah. Well, forget Nigeria. Forget Nigeria. Joey Zaza. Um, should we talk about something more exciting?
Yeah, I had not yet finished my friendship track.
Oh, sorry. We
Yes.
detoured. That was a very big
Okay, so
one.
the second thing, I've forgotten the second
Is
thing.
that
Let's just
like your
move on.
main goal this year, like to be a better friend? Because
No,
last year you were
no,
really
I've
horrible.
just
Okay, go
no.
ahead. You're not horrible, but like you're good to me. You're not the worst of them all, but like you were there, sure. Yeah.
As a friend.
Yeah, like I didn't see much money from you this last year.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I feel like you particularly, there were things that I wanted to do for you that I just could not afford to do last
Like
year.
what?
I don't want to tell you, but like there
Oh,
are things
really?
I really wanted to do for you last year that I didn't end up doing because I could
Oh,
not afford
really?
to do them. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
So
was able to do everything I wanted to do for you last year.
no, fuck you. That cannot be all. Anyway, so I do plan to
Okay.
do better for by you this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Another thing is that you as anyway, friendship is not like a main thing for me this year. I think for me, the main theme for me this year is really around money.
Why is
Get
everybody so hyper focused on money this year?
I don't know, but like
Like
me,
everybody, how we making money? How we making money?
so I don't even think for me it's not even like necessarily how to make money. It's like how am I organizing my money and what's my
Yeah.
relationship with money like
Oh, I think you said it last year actually.
yeah, so I don't want to like be like an overspender.
Yeah.
I also don't want to be someone who is living like paycheck to paycheck.
Mhm.
I also want to have savings.
Mhm.
So beginning of last year I blew all of my savings and investments and everything. I want that to turn around this year for me. So
Mhm.
like I want to have like at the end of the year to know that I have been able to like build my capacity to a certain level.
Yeah.
I don't so I also want to have like a decent relationship with debt,
Mhm.
not like like I don't want to be scared of debt,
Mhm.
but I also don't want to be like over what's the word, like when you're too
Reliant.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, so I want to fix that as
Yeah.
well. um and also I want to so just like I feel like a main thing for me this year is just like what's my relationship with money, and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the main thing I'm thinking about this year. Um, I still plan to, I still plan to. I don't know. I'm thinking of doing a number of trips this year. What are you
Okay.
thinking of doing? Are you
Like
planning to
travel?
travel this year?
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I don't have to travel much. I don't enjoy traveling, to be honest. Yeah.
You don't enjoy traveling. What does that mean? You don't enjoy the trip, or you don't enjoy traveling at all?
Like, I hate airports. I hate flying.
Yeah, 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 I get that. But like when you get to a new city, you're not happy to be there.
Like, it's calm, but like after the third day, I'm bored. Like,
Oh,
I'm
for
I'm
real?
really
Do
bored
you
in
know? Do
Lagos
you know
right
the
now.
funny thing about me? I feel like any trip that is less than 2 weeks is stressful. That's how I feel. The least I'll
Nah,
do is like a
nah.
week, but any trip less than 2 weeks, I feel like it's just like once there's a lot of pressure in the trip, like we have to see XYZ
Hmm.
to in X amount of time. We have if
Yeah.
we meet, like I
I'm
feel
like the
overwhelmed. Like
opposite.
I can't be relaxed and
Like, I like
whatever.
my space. I like to go back to my defaults. So like, because I've been working so hard on building routines. So like, being in Lagos, I've not been to the gym. I've not done tennis. I've not swam, and I've not done a lot of, even with food. Like, I've not eaten what I would like to eat, and that just fucks up my whole life.
Can you see my
I
face?
swear. Fuck you. But is this? Can we say fuck? We can swear. Can we? We can't. Okay. I won't say that again. But yeah,
Who said we can't? I don't understand.
I thought you joined this in this podcast.
You don't swear on this podcast. I can swear.
Oh, okay. Okay. You might see you, so I have to take whatever you say.
Good.
But yeah, I don't just enjoy traveling, and when I do, I want to be back home ASAP.
Yeah, I do like my space, but like I love traveling. I love like discovering new things in new cities, meeting new
ChatGPT.
people.
Okay.
Not meeting new people. Eh?
Like, you can discover like things on the internet, like learn about new places, learn about their culture. ChatGPT is really good, actually. If you try it, the new model actually. You guys did the same on the face now. Oh my god! But yeah.
Anyway, I feel like my aim is to go to like 5 places this year.
Mhm.
I don't really know how that would turn out, like if
Mm.
I'll be able to do all of them. Because like key for me is my money.
Mhm.
So if going to 5 places is going to disrupt like my goal money wise, I'm not gonna do it. But
Mhm.
like I'm gonna try and see if I can do it. I'm going to try and see if I can do it.
Mhm.
Probably like just travel with like a few friends. I don't know if
Mm.
I'm going to do solo travel this year.
Mm.
But like, I'll try. Even if I go to, if okay, I can do solo travel if I'm going to somewhere that I have a lot of friends. That will make sense. Yeah.
That makes sense. This is solo travel to me too. I'm coming to Lagos solo.
Yeah, I came to Lagos solo.
So that you have checked one trip out already. So that's
What's up?
that's already.
I don't have
Yeah,
any
I have
stress.
4 more to go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What else do you want to do this year? You're going to friendships and you've taken the tour again. You're talking about friendships, something about friendships.
No, 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 I don't want to talk about that thing anymore.
Why?
Anyway, we've spoken about it before on this podcast, so it's just
Oh.
like repetition. Yeah.
Oh, really? What was it?
So it was just like the argument about like dating people's exes, your friends'
Oh,
exes on
yeah.
Twitter. But we've I think we've talked about that before on this podcast.
What do we say?
Everybody knows my own. I think it was the podcast. I think it was the episode with Debola.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I also think like people should be adults. Again, thinking about it again. I
like I
think,
think it's so unrealistic to say that people should not date your ex. Like I think it's so.
yeah,
Just for clarity, I've never dated any of my friends' ex. I
yeah,
most likely wouldn't do that because I know
yeah,
people are sensitive to it. But it's just like if I have a friend or I
hmm,
make a friend
yeah.
and I know that they are going to be very, very suitable for my ex and my ex is
I might recommend them
single,
actually.
eh?
I might recommend them.
Yes, that's it. Like I would actually link them up because like
Yeah.
what's my own? Well anyway, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
So I'm also so please all the people that listen to this podcast, I'm going to launch a fashion brand this year. When I launch, please buy for your sister, your girlfriend's friends, their friend group, the
Mm,
WhatsApp group.
mm.
Everybody just gotta be buying. This is the year where I have to make it. So help me.
Okay. The
Thank you.
70K one, yeah?
Mm,
Okay. We'll buy.
thank you. I trust you now. If
Yeah,
nobody
that's true.
buys, Tolu will buy.
Of course. I like that you trust me.
In fact, what I will do is that once I launch, I will just start messaging all the women in your life,
Mm,
sending them the clothes and sending you the bill. Thank you.
sounds fine because I am Mr. Capable.
Yeah,
Good, 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 good.
over capability.
My confidence didn't worry me. Oh my god. See you. Are you feeling excited about the year?
I am.
Like, if you have to, let me sound like all these people on the podcast, on like real podcast, not all these things we're doing. But like, if you had to look back in your life 15 years from now and the diary of 2025 opens, what story would you tell?
Why is your face? Why are you doing your face like that?
That's how real podcast people talk now.
Well, I feel like I just hope that the rest of the year has the
Mm.
same energy that came with the beginning of the year. Like
Yeah.
honestly, my life is in a good place. There's a lot of like stuff I'm still like dealing with,
Yeah.
like a lot of tough things
Mm-hmm.
actually. Like there are things that like I haven't even like really shared with people, like
Mm-hmm.
things that I'm working through or coping like I'm trying to figure out that's
Yeah.
really tough, but like I'm much more optimistic about the year. Like the year looks like it's going to be good for me and I
Yeah.
want to hold on to that.
Super, 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 super.
What about you?
What's the question?
Anyway, I know you're excited about this year.
So I've been indifferent, which is weird. Like, I've not been overly excited. Like,
Mm-hmm.
started getting excited about it after our team's hangouts because prior to that, like, I wasn't optimistic. I wasn't pessimistic. I was just okay. Let's do it. But after the team's hangouts, I was really pumped, and it has continued for like the last 1 week. Um, and yeah, like it's been good. But that's also just on the business and the money side of things. On other aspects, I'm just great to be here.
I think it's because anyway, I think that maybe because like you just have like stuff that you're working on that's taking like a lot of
Yeah,
your mind and all of
exactly,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, so I think that I have spent like the past month like recalibrating my life
Mhm.
from like December. So it's like I think this year started off with me being open to things.
Yeah.
And so it's like there's the opportunity to be excited because it's not continuity for me.
Yeah.
It's like it's fresh things, it's
Yeah.
fresh ideas, it's fresh
Yeah.
relationships. It's
Yeah.
like so most things are new in my life.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, I have good things and like
Okay.
I can be optimistic about them.
Yeah. What are your expectations for the podcast this year?
Yeah, so this year I think we should do more social media. Like we should do maybe not social media, but more promotion. Do you think so?
I don't know. You're the CEO. I'm just an
Fuck you
employee.
now. Like be serious. But anyway, I think we should do like more representation because like
Okay.
last year the podcast was really private.
Yeah.
So like we're going to like open it up a bit now.
Okay. It's not
Yeah.
hidden. Like,
Eh?
it's not hidden.
Yeah, it's not hidden, it's private. Like we did not care about like anybody listening to us,
Yeah.
right? So I think this year not necessarily care, but like we're going to put it out there more. I think that is good that we do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um
But that would mean the quality needs to get better.
yeah, so if this
Like,
but if this
content, not
this
even like production.
I
Like,
told you
content
now that we
quality
should
needs to
get
get
like a
better.
production manager so that
Who will pay?
they'll you know, Mr. Capable. Mr.
Oh man, this is
Capable.
supposed to be a hobby, so like it's not supposed to be an
Yeah,
expensive
yeah.
hobby.
So let's get a product because the things that we treat it like a hobby. So let's
It
get
should be a
someone.
hobby.
Yes, but let's get someone who would care about it as a non-hobby, so that
Get your
they'll put.
assistants now. The assistants can help you with this.
Yes, my assistant has already done some things for the podcast, but
Like
like
what?
I don't pay her enough to become production manager or assistant.
Okay. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
No, hello.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are you excited to talk about today?
Um.
I think once we just talk about that, we can just wrap up the
Okay.
podcast for
So
today.
I had a chat with my guy. I don't know if you know him. Silas. He runs one startup. He runs I say one startup. He runs a startup in Lagos. Catalog. And we're just talking about like the hustle and like um now I'm thinking about it. Am I supposed to have mentioned his name? Fuck. Okay. But let's go ahead. Um and we're just talking about like what is requires um what's required of founders like to scale companies and how like people underestimate the amount of work that's required to the company from ground zero to ground 1 million. Like it's actually like mental crazy work if you're able to pull that feat. Whether it's the work that you have done now or the work you have done in the past, but like altogether, like it's nets like crazy work. And people and it takes a toll on you, it takes a toll on your finances, take a toll on your career growth, take a toll on your health sometimes. It takes a toll on everything that you do. And people get lost in that, especially very ambitious people like me, get very lost in that chase for the glory that oh like yeah, like we're going to be $1 billion eventually. The rewards are going to be great, right? And all of that fancy stuff. And then they forget that yeah, like my life is like I've been doing Zilla for like 3 years ish, and 3 years plus actually. What am I saying? And um, if I had invested 3 years plus into like my career as a product person, I probably would. I know for sure. I definitely would be way ahead of, in terms of income, way ahead of where I currently am, and in terms of just even maybe not in terms of network because like being a founder gives you access to like so like people I've been with and people I've just been in the room same room with because of my position as a founder has been incredible. I don't think I might have gotten that as but I've never optimized for like that ever. Like even now as a founder, like I don't chase it. Like it comes most times. So yeah, I just think like we should have a chat about that. Like, and
Yeah.
also the fact that sorry before you continue, the fact that investors, especially at the early stage, optimize for founders dropping off everything to focus on that, especially when they're not like in college. I think is very destructive. So if you're in college, it makes sense that you focus on that because like you don't have so much responsibility. But like when you're 5 years down your career as an engineer, as a product person, as a business person, and you're already taking an upward growth that everyone obviously can see. That's why they want to invest in you. Should you quit everything to
No.
focus on your business? Yeah,
No. So
go ahead.
every obviously, like I feel like I'm very vocal about like some of these things, like that are my controversial opinion. Because like you're right, like even like last year when I was in the thick of it, I remember one day I called my mom and I was crying and I
Yeah,
was telling her that like I don't need to be doing this. I could have a job. And
yeah,
like even just quitting at that point and saying that, oh, I'm shutting the company down and I'm looking for a job, I know the quality of like offers that I'm going to get, which is way better than like what I have and all of that. So I feel like one thing that people don't realize is that being a founder actually really stunts your career growth,
yeah.
especially in terms of like income and stuff like that. And like you and like some people end up winning,
Mm-hmm.
right? They build like billion-dollar companies, they have exits and all of that, but like that's not everybody, or the road to that place is not linear. Some people get it in 15 years, some people get it in 5 years. So it's like all of that time you're going to have friends who are going to who like you guys were in the same places and now they're in global companies leading global whatever, like
Teams, yeah.
yeah, they're going to go much faster. So I think, especially, so I feel like a lot of people don't realize like how stunted your growth
Mechanic.
becomes like when you, yeah. Also, I think that sometimes even saying that, oh, coming from straight from college to startup, I think that that's a very big disaster,
Mm,
because now the only experience that you have is your startup.
yeah.
So I even think that people from college should go and work for someone first,
Yeah.
even if they are building their startup on the side, like take jobs, do stuff.
Yeah.
And it sounds very weird because like people like Zuckerberg, the Collision brothers, like they all left college to do what they were doing, but like those are literally the exceptions, and you don't know if you're going to be the exception, especially when
Yeah.
you're coming from a country like ours where like the
Yeah.
opportunities are just not like that, and the
Yeah.
support, the growth, the it's just not that way.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that most people should not quit their school, quit jobs, quit anything in the name of startup. Like you can, if you have the vision, if you have the drive, you can do it on the side. You can start like as an indie hacker, whatever, indie developer, indie business owner, and do
Yeah.
that. Then I also think that like once the business is picking up and you want to take it seriously, I think you should go and raise money. And I don't think you should raise 200K. I think you should raise at least $1 million so that you can hire the right type of people. Because like the way I see things now is that one of the key things to getting like a company like going from zero to one, it's not even the amount of work that you put in. It's like, do you have the right people in the right places? So it's like, okay, if you did 1M in revenue last year and you want to do 10M in revenue this year, do the people that you have, can they produce like 10 times the result that was produced last year? The honest truth is that some of the times it's just really no, they can't. And there's not and it's not even their fault or whatever. And so you have to be able to think about like things like that, like do I have the right people? Can I attract the right people? Can I pay the right people? So to me it's like, first of all, you have to have enough money, like just raise enough money. I also don't think that founders should be underpaid, because people really do not realize how much like physical and mental work. It's not just because it's like, oh, there's mental work. No, there's also the physical work that you get to do as a founder, like moving up and down. Like sometimes I can leave my house early in the morning, I'm not back till night. And it's basically just running from one place to the other, like one meeting to the other that has to do with like um work. And those things don't, they're not this thing. Sometimes you pull all nighters. I'm not a developer and people feel like, oh, what could you possibly pull an all nighter for? Man, if I have to write a memo to 5 different people, I will write it in one night. If I need to do that, right? So it's like there's all these things that needs to happen, and you are going to have to do that. Like no matter what, it will take a toll on your relationships, definitely. Relationships with friends, relationships with like significant others if they are not in the business with you, relationship with like with family. Like it's just going to change how like certain things become, because like sometimes when you're not tired, your mind is tired, so it's not even like you're just not in the mood for certain type of conversation, certain types of things or whatever. So it can, and it's constantly is, and it's also like mentally it's constantly like what it needs from me is constantly changing. So it's like, okay, I'm just adjusting to this thing now, and then there's a new thing that you're now thinking about and stuff like that. I know like a bunch of founders that like live with anxiety, and it's literally just anxiety that has to do with their business, like hitting goals or just like tackling problems. And they're never going to have that thing like they're just never going to be in that place if they were employees. Even if they were the head of, well, the worst thing that can happen is that you're fired. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. So, but that's not the worst thing that can happen to you as a founder. There are so many worse things that can happen to you. So, I mean, there's many crazy things that can happen to you. So, I
Yeah.
think that like, I think that first of all, I just think that like many people just don't realize how hectic it is. Um, Many people don't, and also people think that, oh, once there's money, this thing. But like, look at GB now. All his hair on his head has finished. That man is stressed.
Nah, that's violation. That's violation.
Ah. No, but it's true. I just feel like this stress doesn't. it changes, but it doesn't become less because
Yeah.
like once you're like if you're a $3 billion
But you
dollar
have
company.
zero hair with why you're living in a $7 million house.
Exactly. And now you're trying to take your company public. And then you now have like all manner of attacks. David Dundan cannot sleep in the night because of you. Because
Poor David,
what's really
please.
profit David Dundan to write a piece about me now? Nobody will
Yeah.
even read it. Nobody cares. But like, if you're there's a certain level you get to, he can decide that he wants to write about Shola,
Hmm.
from Paystack or something, and it's gonna be a
Talking
hit
about
piece
Shola, did I see the picture of that guy on
with
Threads?
locks. You saw it because I quoted it. When
That
I said,
that
like,
took
yeah, he
me
has locked
aback.
his hair.
That's that took me like, what's happening at Paystack? Let's pause and let's talk about Paystack.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Is that company the um the Illuminati of Nigeria?
Explain your thoughts. Explain your speculation.
Like the craziest things I hear in Nigerian tech ecosystem is coming from that angle,
Is it
and I'm
because of
like,
locks?
Lux is actually the chillest part of the whole conversation.
Okay,
But
so
I'm
what
not.
are the crazy
No, no,
things?
no, no, you're not putting me on blast here. I'm not having a
Because
conversation.
if you're not ready to say that, how am I going to understand what you're talking about?
Never mind. We'll talk about it off cam.
Yes, but I feel like Paystack has like very strong cultural influence on the tech ecosystem, like really strong. Sorry, I feel like a lot of things come out from Paystack, and also like also it's also a thing that like a bunch of them has left Paystack to start companies as well, I guess. So yeah, but I do
Hmm.
agree with you. Like they do have like a strong cultural influence, but not Illuminati, but definitely they do have like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
strong cultural influence
of course,
on the tech
definitely.
ecosystem. I don't know if they have like bad things going on. You said that there
Yeah,
are
we
things.
can't talk about it
Me, I
here.
don't know. Tell me. Oh yeah, whisper it to me.
We can't be like techable. That's what I can't do. So I have to get my facts right, and then I'm gonna tell the story. But until then, we're just going to be laughing about it. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, tell me. Just whisper
whisper what?
the things.
Uh, but yeah, I actually don't fault Paystack. So crazy thing about Paystack is Paystack spent 200K on an offsite. What do you think about that?
Wait, I never read that.
You didn't see that?
I
Oh
didn't
my
read
god, they
that.
had an
Like I
article.
know they dropped the thing, but like I don't really care about offside. So I didn't
Crazy.
read. Wait, they spent 200,000. What?
USD, US dollars,
Did
Donald Trump dollars.
wait, sorry. Did they like fly out of the country? Did they take people out of the country?
No, Lakwelix, but they flew people
Okay,
in.
maybe they flew people in. So yeah, maybe the trips were expensive. You know, December now, trips are
Yeah.
expensive.
But
So
like, I'm just thinking, $200,000 for party.
it depends on how much they're making now.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm just putting in context of myself, like as a poor person,
Yeah, $200,000 will literally change my life right now.
bro.
I say, let me tell you something. If I see $200,000 right now,
Bro,
let me just explain. I'm going to be on a plane tomorrow.
bro,
If I see $200,000 today, I'm going to be on a plane tomorrow. We're going to take like
it's
2 weeks
crazy.
break. Nobody's going to be here for me. Like I'm literally going to shut down
Yeah,
my phone. That's how much influence. Like it will give me the
yeah.
ability to be able to do that. I don't mean paying for the trip. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that nobody like I will know that there's nothing anybody needs me for.
Yeah, for sure. I, th- that I think is like a problem also with Nigerian ecosystem. Also, maybe tech generally, because I don't think there's a middle class again like we used to have of tech companies. So we
Mm.
have the very rich guys, and then we have everybody else.
Which one are you?
I'm everybody else. Are you joking? So like before, we used to have like some quality middle class people, folks who are like
Mm.
are making like $1 million annually. But like, I
Mm.
don't think they exist anymore.
Well, please, they should bring back
Or let's
Zerp.
say 500K to 1 million.
They should bring back Zerpo, zero interest rate policy. I'm begging. That's what I want. They should bring it back so
Yeah,
that money can flow into this ecosystem. I'm begging. Like we need money. We need
yeah.
money in
We
the
need money
ecosystem.
actually.
Like ecosystem, like things are
Ofiala,
dry.
this is crazy.
Like he's just talking to almost every friend. Like as long as it's not like the rich guys according to you. It's just like every conversation they found is just like, oh, money,
Yeah, and
who's
it's
dropping
boring.
checks, who's right. Yes, like we're not talking about who's building drones. We're not talking about like all those things. We're just talking about like money, 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 money. In fact, this day, so when I see people when they want to even start money conversation with me from a startup perspective, I'm just like, oh, I'm not really interested. Or
as in,
like sometimes when people want to say, oh, how is Yana doing or how is Penny doing,
uh,
I'm just like, I really don't want to talk about work. Like
bro,
that's not.
this thing has stopped.
Yeah, it's no longer interesting.
That's why I stopped sending investors updates like
Hey,
as much as what
yeah, it's one of those people.
I am like
Did
because
you
see
have you sent investor update for? Did
yeah
you send?
last year
But you know I've not sent for Q4.
I don't think you should send but like so
You don't think I would send?
I don't think you should
Why?
so like especially with the kind of investors I have
They
who
don't answer you, Abby.
bro like so what's the
Yeah,
point
like
I'm just
that's
trying to
it. So
be in this phase
even so, I even had an issue last year that I had to reach out to like so I had an issue where I reached out to one of my investors to talk
yeah
about like stuff last year, and he talked about it with me, but like that was just it. Like then I had another investor who someone reached out to sometimes something that has to do with me, and like the best they could offer me was just was yans. They did not even say, oh, okay, you should do it, go about this way. They were still asking me, okay, so how do you want to go about it? Like I had things that I reached out to like, oh, I'm struggling with this, or I can't seem to
yeah
figure out that. And the best they can, in fact, in fact, those people don't even read my investor updates because some of the questions they ask me, I'm just like, I like why you asking me this thing because I've been writing about it.
do you
So
get
if you're asking me, you
do you know an
don't
investor
read
was
it.
asking me that so how's credit doing like how is buying up editor in the last of the thing
Binary Palace that have stopped since when?
like they don't read that shit so like what am I going over that
Yeah, yeah,
that ordeal of writing something I'm not even interested in writing.
yeah. And the worst part is that when you don't write, they're now going to be
Yeah, so that's why
talking
I say
like,
book a call with me if you want to find out about the company that you
yeah.
invest
And
in,
also,
and
it's
I'm
not
going
even
to
like
always
they
offer
say, oh,
you.
you have to be telling your investors about things before going. First of all, you don't even read it. Even if you
Yeah,
read it, you're not even going to offer any useful, you're
help.
not offering any useful help or whatever. So
Yeah,
like at the end of the day, what's the point? Just let me see if I can make 10 times your money. If I can't make, I'll tell you sorry. That's the end.
yeah,
Like all
yeah.
these rituals at the end of the day. Because the essence of writing investor reports is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be that you can offer, like you can actually help.
Yeah,
But like right now, it's like informing you for what? You don't even read it. So you're not even informed. You
yeah,
still come and ask me questions about things that I've already told you. So
yeah.
what's the point? Oh, I beg. Anyway, I don't want to be stressing myself when it comes to like all these
Yeah,
things.
fucked.
I just want to make money.
Yeah,
I have
fucked.
like a number in my mind like that we should process this year, especially since we've done another pivot.
Yeah.
But it's like we should process that money this year. If we don't process it, I'm shutting down the company. That's just hey, my investors should not listen to this. So,
But yeah, you'll be
but
fine.
yeah, but that's what it is on my mind because like I've spent a long time. I spent years of my life doing this, and um I think like 4 years now. And so it's like for me, there was something I was telling somebody about how like you like do you know we're just like in a place where like in four do you know we no longer even have ambition in this ecosystem again.
Yeah,
Because it's like in 4 years you're just happy that oh you can pay all your bills.
yeah.
That's not what
Like
you should be doing in 4 years.
exact.
Like
G gets like
all those
is mediocre.
if you're
Is mediocre
I'm
work.
telling you, so just imagine if in 4 years, let's say you offer software to businesses, and in 4 years you have only 50,000. And I mean small businesses, though, not this thing.
Mm.
You have only 50,000 businesses out of the 30 something million that are in the country, and you're happy because your closest competitor has 20,000. Both of you
Yeah,
are doing rubbish. Like you should if you're in the US and you have only 50,000 businesses out of you will shut down. No,
yeah, for sure.
because you'll be so uncomfortable. You will think that like there's something wrong. You just say, oh, let me return money to my investors, blah blah. You come and write story thread for us on Twitter or something like that. Like that's what happens. It's not always that people have run out of money. They just feel like, oh, we're not able to figure out growth or something like that. But in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, somebody would just have 30,000 businesses after 4 years and they're still comfortable or they're still fine. And I don't. So when I'm qualifying 10,000 business, I'm assuming that that's like a relevant number to what you are doing, not
Mm-hmm.
like not like okay, the niche you're serving is only 40,000 business that exist. You get what I mean, Sha?
Yeah,
But
for
like,
sure.
it's like we don't really have ambition as startup, because like I just remember like a few years ago when people wanted to build like billion-dollar businesses, but now people there's like I broken even
Yeah.
we're the biggest like there's just no the conversation and everything has just not like you know hearing of people who are thinking about how to make like $1 million in revenue anymore, like 100, like people are just not thinking about it. And I feel like even me, so I was just like, my mindset, like the kind of things I think about before right now has changed. Like before, I used to think about how do we make 83K every month
Yeah.
in this thing. I remember when we hit like 40K in monthly revenue, and I'm just like, okay, how do we double this and all of that? No, I'm just like. How do we process $1 million every month? I'm just like, oh wait, $1 million now 1 point something billion. Like my thoughts are just like really different now, which is not like it's no longer like unicorn direction. Fine, not a lot of people will be like unicorn, but to me, it's just like the conversation now. My friends are calling me the wrong companies, and we're just like, who's writing check? Or
Yeah.
congratulations, I saw the grant that you won, and the grant is how much? 20K,
That's okay. Yeah.
10K. Like it's just people are going to pitch to Zenith Bank to collect 10 million naira.
Yeah.
Like
That's been a lot this last year.
exactly, and
And
the
they're
things that
celebrating it on Twitter.
yes, and the startup will be like a 5 year startup, and you're collecting
Yeah.
10 million from Zenith Bank. Like it's Raz now. It's
Yeah.
Raz. Like they're just like, and I'm not saying it's bad. Though. I'm just saying that
Of
generally,
course.
I'm not saying that the founder should not have done that. They're 10 million richer than me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they should not do that. I'm just saying that like it just shows like how much we're not. It's like we almost regressed, and like it's like I don't know. It's just not inspiring anymore. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really ghetto. I don't like talking about startups, but it
Yeah.
makes
I
sense.
no longer enjoy talking about startups anymore.
Yeah.
Mm,
So, apart from startups, are you doing anything that's going to excite you this year?
yeah.
Apart from the podcast too.
I already said I'm launching
Oh yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I'm launching a fashion brand. That's
Yeah, and
cool.
I'm looking forward to like doing like
Let's
traveling
invest now.
more. Tolu, please, can you free
I'm
me?
serious.
Okay.
I'll give you 1 million naira.
No, write me 20K check.
How
That's not
much
you're
am I getting?
serious.
How much am I getting back? Send your pitch deck.
Okay.
I'm serious. Oh.
Mm,
Okay, so we have it on record that the manager is going to collect our money.
okay.
Um, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. How often do you think we should be giving podcast episodes to your guys?
Mm?
How often do you think we should give podcast episodes to your people?
This year,
Mm.
twice a month.
Okay. Twice a month, guys. See you next time on
Bye.
this same dial. Bye.
Bye.